Today I'm going to make split pea with ham soup with celery, carrots, and onions. Approximately a half a cup of each. You don't need to measure it to be exact, just somewhere close is fine. When it comes to split peas, there are many different brands, so be sure and read the packaging so you know exactly what this particular brand says. Add 8 cups of hot water, which is a half gallon. Simmer with lid tilted until desired doneness, about 20 to 30 minutes. Some brands may tell you to soak them first for a couple hours or overnight, or to cook them for 4, 5, 8, 10 hours, whatever. Just be sure and check with the instructions on the brand you buy and make your adjustments accordingly. To get started, since these don't require a long soak or a long cook, I'm actually going to add them at about the end. So I'm going to start with my trusty little rice cooker here, pasta boiler and soup maker, and chili and stew maker, and all kinds of other things. As I just showed you, this is the juice from a ham bone that I just had left over a couple weeks ago when I did a spiral sliced ham. I boiled the ham bone that was left over, and I boiled it for, well, I brought it to a boil and I reduced it to simmer, let it go for 2-3 hours, and put that liquid in the refrigerator and then skimmed off all the excess fat. I know what you're thinking, there's no such thing as excess fat when it comes to pork fat. Well, you know, it's personal preference. Anyway, I skimmed off all the fat. This is the concentrated ham stock left over from cooking down the ham bone. So I'm going to start with 8 cups and 4 more cups. Plus some ham pieces as well. This soup is so easy to make. It's just crazy. You can use a pot on the stovetop if you don't have a rice cooker. You can use a crock pot or a slow cooker. Whatever you have available to you is fine. You can easily use any of these methods. I don't think I showed you the ham. This is about almost 3/4 of a pound of diced ham. Again, this is some of the ham I had saved from the spiral sliced ham I did. I just chopped it up into nice, tasty looking chunks, and that's going to go in towards the end as well. I will now add the carrots, celery, and the onions. One thing you don't want to add is salt. There's plenty of salt in there from the ham. So I'm going to just put in a generous portion of some black pepper here. And you can use fresh garlic, or you can use garlic powder or granulated garlic. I'm going with roughly a tablespoon there. Give it a quick stir. Put the lid on it, and we'll let that come up to a boil, and we'll let that go. It's going to take 15 minutes or so for it to come up to a boil. Then I'll let it go for maybe half an hour. It's been boiling for about 10 minutes now. I'm going to reduce the heat, let it simmer. Oh, probably another half hour roughly. And then I'll start adding the meat and the peas and get it going. So stick around, it's coming along pretty good. This has been simmering here for about, almost an hour now. And this is basically a personal preference thing right now. But I'm going to chop up these vegetables, make them a little smaller. There you can see those vegetables are very, very fine now instead of big chunks. And that's mainly a personal preference thing. I just like it to be real finely chopped up like that. If you don't have one of these stick blenders, or immersion blenders as they're called, you can put this soup into a blender and do that. Don't fill the blender up more than halfway full, and be sure to put a towel over the top of it. Put a lid on, then put a heavy towel over the top first before you turn it on, because the hot liquid will really expand quite a bit when you put it in. But I think right now I'm going to go ahead and add the ham and the peas. And I'm going to bring it up to a boil. And then once it's boiling again, I'll lower the temperature back to a simmer and let it go for, at least a half an hour. Maybe a couple hours. It just kind of depends. You'll have to check it and see if the peas are tender enough to your liking, and see if it's all coming together the way it needs to be for your own personal taste. So again, stick around. It's coming up real fast. Well, it is ready. The peas are nice and tender. Ham is tender. It's got a good flavor. I'm going to add a little bit something extra to it though. I'm going to give it a little bit of extra flavor here. Not a whole lot, just a little something to add in to give it a little extra flavor. And I like soup. I like the flavor of soup. It just seems like it's flavored water, which basically that's what it is. So I like to add some potato flakes to thicken it up a little bit. Give it a few minutes for those potato flakes to come into full effect and thicken it up. And you can add as much as you like to make it as thick as you like, or you can add more water if you want to make it thinner. It's just personal preference, whatever you like best. There you go, some split pea with ham soup. Maybe add a few crackers. Tear up a little bit of bacon for it as well. And then a touch of black pepper. Well, give it a try. I know I like it. I bet you might like it too. It's really easy to make and a lot of fun too. So see you next time on Cook and Gobble videos.